Have you ever read an article or talked to a financial consultant or attorney about special needs planning and left more confused than you were when you started? Heck, have you ever watched one of my YouTube videos and thought to yourself, I'm going to need to look up that word after this so I can know what in the world Elizabeth is talking about? Well, in this video, we're going to be breaking down the top 10 jargon you need to know in regards to special needs planning. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and for all the best information on special needs planning, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to make sure that you're notified anytime that I post new videos. Okay, so you've heard me talk a lot about special needs trusts, but why make that important distinction? Can't a traditional trust do the same thing as a special needs trust? Well, the simple answer is no. A trust is an estate planning tool that allows a trustee, we'll get to that in a little bit, but it allows a trustee to manage money and other assets on behalf of another individual. Simply, it gives you control over your assets from the grave and allows for the future beneficiary or beneficiaries to avoid court and probate, which could be costly and time-consuming. So the problem with the traditional trust when it comes to planning for your loved one with special needs is that if they are the beneficiary of that trust and the assets are left in their name, that will disqualify them from the needs-based public benefits that they may really need. A special needs trust is designed to protect the disabled beneficiary. The third-party special needs trust, first-party special needs trust, and pooled special needs trust all have exceptions to the general traditional trust rules that, as long as it is for the sole benefit of the beneficiary. Now, it's important to remember that the funds in a special needs trust should not be used to purchase necessities like food and shelter. The special needs trust is designed to enhance the quality of life, so the assets inside of that trust need to be used for those purposes. So you just heard me talk about a trustee a second ago, but what is a trustee? A trustee is a firm or a person that holds and administers property and assets on behalf of a third party. They are trusted to make decisions in the beneficiary's best interest and often hold a fiduciary responsibility to the trust's beneficiary. Now, the trustee of a special needs trust often holds even more duties than a normal trustee because of the special needs of the beneficiary. Some of those duties include accounting and bookkeeping of the trust, tax reporting of the trust, investment management of the trust, and then even beyond that, for the special needs trustee, they have to really be looking out for the welfare of the beneficiary and making sure that any distributions that come out of the trust don't harm their eligibility for those government benefits. Now, due to the demands and duties of the trustee, many families decide that it's easier to hire a professional trustee or hire somebody to be a co-trustee with a family member. Professional trustees are more equipped to handle things like handling accounts and making sure that those distributions are used for the correct items as to not harm the eligibility for those needs-based public benefits. Now, I said that the trustee has a fiduciary responsibility to the trust beneficiary, but what is a fiduciary responsibility? Now, a fiduciary's responsibilities are both legal and ethical. When a party knowingly accepts fiduciary responsibility, they are required to be acting on the best interest of that beneficiary. Now, the fiduciary role of a special needs trust comes with that extra responsibility because the trust's purpose is to support the person with the disability and enhance their quality of life and really just put at ease the family, letting them feel confident that their loved one is being well cared for. So the trustee of a special needs trust needs to make sure that they are equipped and ready to serve with extraordinary diligence and compassion. Okay, so needs-based public benefits. These are public benefits for things like food, medical, and financial that are for people who qualify based on their need. Now, there are two major types of public benefits, and there's the social welfare programs and the social insurance programs. The social welfare programs are for people that have low to no income, and are resource and income tested. These are things like supplemental security income or SSI, Medicaid, and SNAP, which is like food stamps. Now, the social insurance programs are things like Social Security Disability Insurance and Medicare. So benefits received from social insurance programs are based on criteria like age, employment status, and whether you are a veteran or not. Okay, so Medicaid. What is Medicaid? It's a program that helps pay for essential health services for people that have little to no income and resources or have high medical expenses. Medicaid can pay for things such as physician services, inpatient and outpatient hospital visits, all the way to long-term care in a skilled nursing facility. Now, in most states, if a person is eligible for supplemental security income or SSI, they are automatically eligible for Medicaid. But there are some states that do require a separate application to be turned in. Now, Medicaid is only available to those who have little to no income and resources. So a child, their parents' income will probably offset their eligibility for SSI. That's called deemed income. But once the person with disabilities turns the age of 18, the family's assets are no longer counted. Now, these public benefits are invaluable to a person with special needs. Some say that Medicaid is the best insurance that money can't buy, and it's resource tested. So when doing planning, it's crucial to be strategic with your planning as to not harm that person's eligibility for those needs-based public benefits. Now, to learn more about how a special needs trust can be a great tool when planning, go ahead and watch my video, Special Needs Trust Basics, after this video, and I'll make sure to put the link in the description below. So while Medicaid is a state and federal partnership that provides health coverage for those with limited to no income and resources, Medicare is open to people that fit into a qualifying group. So while you may think of people that are on Medicaid as being over the age of 65, there are some younger people on it that qualify for SSDI or Social Security Disability Insurance. Now, the stipulation is that they have to have qualified for SSDI or Social Security Disability Insurance 2 years prior to being eligible for Medicare. So while Medicare does cover a wide variety of treatments and physicians, it does not cover things like long-term care in a skilled nursing facility, and it usually doesn't cover a beneficiary's hospital visits. Now, to make up for what Medicare does not cover, most people end up purchasing Medigap coverage to cover anything that Medicare does not. Okay, so in order to qualify for Social Security Disability Insurance, you need to have worked in a job for a certain amount of years where you paid Social Security taxes. There is no resource test to determine eligibility for SSDI, and the amount of money received from Social Security is unique to every individual. This is because it is based on the amount of credits that you received when working and paying into the Social Security system. Now, remember, once you are eligible for SSDI for 2 years, you would become eligible for Medicare. Now, supplemental security income is designed to help the aged, blind, and disabled people who have little or no income. It provides the cash to meet their needs, such as food and shelter. Now, this one does require that resource test that we've talked about before. In order to be eligible for SSI, a person can have no more than $2,000 worth of resources each month and have limited income. Now, not all income and resources are counted for this resource test. Some resources that are not counted are like the home that you live in, one vehicle, and burial plots for you and your immediate family. And some income that is not counted is the first $20 of income that you get per month. And then if you have earned income, the first $65 is not counted. And then after that $65, only 1/2 is counted towards the resource test or income limit. So you hear me use the word beneficiary a lot. And when I'm referring to a beneficiary, I'm talking about the person who receives distributions from a trust, will, or a life insurance. Specifically regarding special needs planning, it's the person that we are planning for. The person receiving funds from the trust, the ABLE account, or the insurance policy. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about how the government defines disabled. The government defines disabled as the inability to do any substantial gainful activity by reason of any medically determinable physical or mental impairment which can be expected to result in death or which has lasted or can be expected to last for a continuous period of not less than 12 months. In other words, if you are working in 2020 and your wages average about $1,260 a month, you would generally not be considered disabled and probably not qualify for SSI. So this is also true for special needs trusts. In order for a special needs trust to be drafted, the individual must be permanently and totally disabled by SSI's criteria. I hope that you found this information helpful. And while there are some general basics when it comes to special needs planning, it's important to remember that every family's situation is unique. So you'll need to talk to somebody who has specialized knowledge in the area of special needs planning for a more individualized approach. Now, if you liked what you heard today, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to make sure that you're notified anytime that I post new videos, and share it with a friend. Also, if you liked what you saw today, make sure that you click on that link below to become a client so that we can start putting together your overarching financial strategy with your special needs plan. Because remember, planning for your loved one's future today makes for a confident tomorrow.